So why don't we go on to the most important part of today, which is Kobe Bryant Day.
Kobe Bryant Day. Not Mamba Day. Kobe Bryant Day.
I'm glad.
24.
Yes. Mike, can you please pull up Mark's tweet from earlier today, because I really feel as if he can instruct Laker Nation thoroughly with this tweet.
How to educate some people. Because, like I said, I know a lot of people get Kobe Bryant holidays confused because there's a lot. So I broke it down for everybody. January 22nd, number 8, when he dropped 81 points on the Raptors. Everyone knows that, but people do celebrate that. My personal favorite is February 24th, the Amnesty That Day against the Mavs because of Mark Cuban.
Which is the Groundhog's Day for Laker fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite days to celebrate because that's, he stuck it to them with the Mavs. And then April 13th was Kobe Bryant's last basketball game, before he retired. His last day, on the job. So that Nike officially said that that's Mamba Day. So that's technically the Mamba Day. August 23rd, which was yesterday, his birthday. And then today, August 24th, is Kobe Bryant Day, as said by the Los Angeles City Council, as well as Orange County, of them as well. And of course, December 25th was his original date of birth, with the 3 wise men showed up and they delivered him something, a basketball.
This is my 10th time reading this tweet. I did not see December 25th the other time.
Did you know that? He's our Lord and Savior, Kobe Bryant. Christ, or whatever.
That explains why people think Jesus is black. That's why.
That's what it is. Hey, his wool was they said his hair was of wool or something like that in the Bible. So it's Kobe Bryant has a little fro.
Yeah,
it's fro. There you go.
And then do you have the Los Angeles Times to this is thank you.
Yeah,
so
there you
much,
go. See,
Mike with his diligent work with him and his crack team.
Bam.
LA City Council declares 8/24 as Kobe Bryant Day. August 23rd, 2016.
You see, I know a couple things or two.
Yeah.
But not a lot. Ask me something else, I'm like, duh.
Tom Looney, former guest of the show, that's his only fame, crawl to fame. But Tom Looney
love Tom.
Likes to say that he's an expert in many things.
Yeah.
Somewhere around 11 or 13 things, expertise of something like that.
Yeah.
But from your 2 expertise, Kobe inside and out.
Most part, yeah. I mean, most part. As far as kind of things with the LA history is what I kind of I remember mostly, especially when it comes to Kobe though. But yeah, So certain important things I will always remember that.
Yeah.
For the most part,
and
as long as my brain allows it.
A lot of people don't want to talk about amnesty. But that was a pretty important moment. If anybody doesn't know the amnesty game, please explain to them why the importance of amnesty game.
This is my favorite because Mark Cuban, this is during when all the NBA teams can amnesty a player. So Mark Cuban, before the Lakers were in town to play the Dallas Mavericks, for those that don't know, Mark Cuban's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. He went on record saying that the Lakers should amnesty Kobe Bryant because he has a very high contract. He's declining in his in his health or his playing ability, and they're better off just losing him. So they asked Kobe Bryant his response. He had nothing to say. And then the game started, and I think Kobe dropped, 40 points or 41 or
something like that.
Something like that. That record I don't know, but I know they pretty much won the game, and Kobe dropped over 40 points on the Dallas Mavericks. So he didn't say anything up until his tweet, and he tweeted amnesty that. So that was his response to Mark Cuban's the Lakers should amnesty Kobe Bryant because he's declining. Da, 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 da. So Kobe just did what Kobe does. He did not say a word. He just let the action speak for himself and murdered the Dallas Mavericks, and it turned into a Laker victory. So that's why I like that because I like a good redemption story. I love Kobe Bryant because he's all about revenge. I'm a Scorpio. I love revenge as well. And the only time I'll ever use my horoscope for something like that. What happened?
62 points.
He dropped 62
in 3 quarters. That was the game. So in that game, Bryant poured in 38 points in the Lakers' victory. It was 38 points.
Okay, so I rounded up. That's why I was I know it was 40 points or something like that. But still, the fact that someone of his age at that time, when Kobe was declining and he was hit or miss, but obviously he wasn't young. He wasn't a spring chicken like he used to be. But the fact that he went out there and let his actions speak, and the kid still got it pretty much. But that's my favorite story. That's one of my favorite stories from Kobe.
So this is pretty cool. The Mavericks, if you go onto Mavs.com, actually they have this thing from January 26, 2020, from 62 points to amnesty that. They're pretty much sharing all the greatest moments that they got pushed on by Kobe Bryant.
Here's all the L's that Kobe gave us. Here's the slideshow. That's pretty much what the Dallas. Every team really. Like, you see that chart of like how many points Kobe's dropped on every team?
Yeah, and then also
He's murdered everybody at one point.
Which, by the way, it was so funny because the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm glad you brought that up. The Milwaukee Bucks, who remember like when the Lakers had a preseason game, the social media team said something like, "Oh, that like It was like I forgot what they said, but then Milwaukee Bucks like sarcastically came out with that like it's just
preseason.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, so they honored Kobe by going like, here's a compilation of all the things that Kobe did to us. And I'm like, all right, respect. Like I had a lot of beef with the Bucks social media, like, but after they did that, I'm like, okay, Bulls got next. Have you seen his?
No.
Oh my God.
What is he doing?
Bulls got next was like, hey, I actually own a Kobe jersey. And he was like saying like all these nice things, and I was like, that's why I tweeted from the Fear LA page. I'm like, who is this guy? Who's been retweeting all these things from the past 2 days?
Dude, he's a bandwagoner anyway. Like a lot of them are. Like it's so funny. Like there's always gonna be receipts. That's why I've always been really like keen on like just staying loyal with my teams, unless like I say like I'm a Cleveland Indians fan, but not the baseball team, the movie fan, like the movie team. Like I always make sure I let people know. But like people like him, like they just follow like. But I get it. Like, there's not. I know you do because you love basketball and every NBA team, and you look. I guess you look towards the player. For me, it's like I like my team. I like to stay that way. It's like, but if there's a player on another team that I like, it's hard for me to get their jersey. Like unless it's like a Russell Westbrook, which I've always liked Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I was nervous about him coming to our team, but I'm completely in love with it. And the fact that I get to have a Westbrook jersey, like with an actual official Laker, emblem on it, and I didn't have to, mail it to China to get it made and then bring it back, which is totally cool. But like, so guys like him, where it's like I can't put myself in their shoes of buying a jersey from another team that I won't root for, but yet I like the player. I know you're like that though, right?
Yeah, I love Dame Lillard.
Yeah, I know you love Dame. Yeah.
Dame, but that's another
Future
thing.
Laker.
Loyalty. Yeah,
Like, absolutely. And I respect that.
Yeah.
And I love that because it's very rare. Jeannie Buss said, like, you're probably not going to see another Kobe Bryant when it comes to that loyalty ever again. 20 years with one team. Do you see Giannis staying in Milwaukee?
I hope so. I hope Giannis.
too.
I hope Giannis can do it. I don't think Dame's not going to get a championship, so I don't think he's going to do it.
But do you think he's going to sit there and just like, well, I guess I'm not winning a championship ever. I better stay here.
It's I think a lot of those players look at Reggie Miller. And they're like, yeah, no, that's not for me. 18 years in the city like that, I'm good. Like that's just they want to win a championship,
Of course, I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's, I guess what you can do. But going back to like people on Twitter, like, giving Kobe his flowers. What's this?
So this is Bulls got next 20 hours ago. Lakers don't just run LA, they run Cali.
Wait, what? When did he say that?
20 hours ago. And then he also put out this tweet. He goes, salute Lakers, and so. Wait. Oh, the Los Angeles Lakers liked this tweet. The Los Angeles Lakers account liked the tweet that I'm about to say. So he was like, salute, like a handshake, but he goes, believe it or not, I own a Lakers jersey. I bought this Kobe jersey when I was in 6th grade. Kobe's one of the people that made me fall in love with the game of basketball. I wanted to be like Kobe growing up. He was my Jordan. Happy birthday, Mamba. Still can't believe it. Heartbreak emoji. I'm like, wow. First off, like, this was a guy that I always hated on social media.
A lot of people hated him.
Yes.
On social media, not in real life.
And you thought, like, okay, like, maybe it's just Mark and I. Maybe it's, like, the simple, like, Laker fans or stuff like that. No, O'Shea Jackson Jr. hated him.
Yeah, like, wants to fight him, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's, like, Snoop Dogg. Like, if he was on Twitter a lot, he would be like, man, who the hell is this guy? I'm going to make a rap about him.
Which Snoop Dogg? He's been kind of quiet on the Lakers when it comes to anything Laker, really.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Well, I mean, we got receipts of him kind of cheering on the Clippers when the Lakers lost. So
he didn't leave. The Sports Center dropped a tribute. Did you see that? Like,
him narrating something?
Like with Kobe, it was like it was released on his birthday, Kobe's birthday.
Yeah.
So that was like touching. It was a good one.
Yeah, I remember he's done a couple. I mean, yeah, not discrediting Snoop Dogg for not being I get it. He gets emotional and I get it. He's usually high most of the time, so you say some high things.
Yes.
So that's why I always cut him some slack. But I'll welcome you aboard, Snoop Dogg. Like it's up to me.
I will grant you the permission. Mike, can you please go to the excellent artwork that we have to show on Kobe Bryant Day? So this was from yesterday, or I should say they posted it early, but I'm assuming Complex Sports is on the East Coast because they posted it at 9:17 our time. Happy birthday. Would have turned 43 years old. We miss you. That's
dope.
Yeah. From Kobe at Lower Merion to number 8 to 24.
This one's tough.
I know, man.
So this one's my favorite artist. We follow him on Instagram, Bubbalina. I want to say Bobbalina. Lian, and then he has a bunch of numbers attached. I should really have been better prepared. But Babalina makes some dope art that we've shared on this podcast before, and this one was really good. It's like a Kobe planet, and then Gigi walks up with a 43 birthday cake, and they're just looking at all of the posts from social media down on Earth, and it's like as if they're in heaven.
Yeah, it's it kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit.
Oh, it does. It does. All right, and then we got another one, right?
Oh, the puppets.
Do you remember the puppets?
My favorite. Those were my favorite skits. I just love how they both have both of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, they got 8 and 24. They got Froby, and then just the mild cut hair Kobe.
The mild cut. The well trimmed Kobe. Oh man, that was rough. That's always been rough. Just the fact that we've been, we were, robbed of Gigi too, because I mean, she would have killed everyone on the court.
WNBA, man.
Dude, she would have. That was like the one thing I was looking forward to after Kobe retired was like, cool, we're gonna have another Bryant like terrorize the NBA. Which, with her, like, of course I would love her to be on the Sparks, but wherever team she went, of course I'm gonna be watching her because that's just like we're watching Kobe.
You think she would have gone to USC or UCLA?
I don't know. I want to say UCLA, right?
I could see her also going to like UConn or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. She would have definitely been like a top tier school. She would have been like UConn or Tennessee. Something like. Well, Tennessee's no longer good, right?
Well, what did she say that she wanted to go though, or what was the rumor?
I think UConn, because Gino.
Yeah, Gino and Kobe. I think, and I believe that also like they went and saw some games.
Yeah.
UConn games, and they're close with Gino.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. So just that, yeah, that, I mean, of course, and losing everyone on that helicopter too. It's still hard to believe. It's been what, a year and a half now, and it's still hard.
Yeah, it's again, like, it doesn't feel like Kobe is left, but then again, like, maybe it's because we see him so often on social media. Like, maybe that's the reason why it doesn't feel like he's actually truly left.
Yeah, because everyone still talks about him, and everyone's still like, it's like he's still like like living, like I don't want to use the word relevant, but more like just it's still topic of like the subject like that's still talked about. It's just Kobe and what he's brought us and what he's left. I always go on YouTube and me and Scorpio Sky, I always watch Kobe highlights every time I'm over. So it's like we just and we get so sucked into it, like he's like we're watching a game, we actually get into it, and so it's just like one of those things where it's like. He left us so much, with, I guess, if you want to put the word content, with video, audio, just, his, the dude won an Emmy and an Oscar, and NBA titles and an Olympic. Like, he's done so much. So it's like he's immortalized, and it just sucks living in a world where Kobe isn't around anymore.